While everyone's taking their seats, I'll give you a little bit of lay of the land here. We'll start with the show, and after the show, you're welcome to join us. The doors will open here, and we have a little cocktail afterwards. You can hang out in here, grab a cocktail, spend a little time with us a little bit. Just to make it a little bit more of a community. I hope you all enjoy yourselves. I'm going to go ahead and start. Welcome to the 9th annual Bluejacket Fashion Show. We are so thrilled, and I am so completely overwhelmed. In 9 years of starting this lovely baby to where it is now is kind of epic, amazing, and it just shows all the blessings that we get when we give more. And I encourage everyone to start a foundation or a charity and do this. I think that more of this will help us, especially in a year like we're going to go through. So I think that, for myself, I've been thinking about a lot coming into this year. Thinking about the idea of instead of blaming and talking about the horrible things about us, is actually trying to find a way to affect change. Quietly, not always screaming. Because change is needed for us to do things, not for us to talk. So thank you all for coming and supporting me on this journey. It's been a wonderful journey. We're excited about going into the next year, which is our 10-year anniversary. I know, forget it. Tonight we're so excited also again to have Fashion Group International. Where's Marianne? Marianne, who's done an amazing job with her team. And they're supporting us. We're being live streamed around the country. Guys, so they're viewing parties everywhere, so be nice, be polite, no screaming on the runways or anything. But it's a wonderful initiative and partnership they're bringing to us to help spread the word and also help the idea of their foundation coupling with us and making this an even more impactful experience for everyone. We would not be here for 9 years, going into 10 years without Johnson & Johnson. I need a big round of applause for them. Really, crazy. They have been here since the beginning. They're here every time I pick up the phone and I say, I have a new idea. They're like, okay. They get scared at first, but then they always say yes. And I thank them for always saying yes. And they have been doing this for a long time, way before me, for decades and decades, behind the idea of prostate cancer awareness and prostate cancer health. And taking care of the guys. I mean, this started with a little idea of me thinking of, running around as a designer and taking care of women for breast cancer, and women got the notice. They all go out and they get their mammograms. They do it, but guys don't talk about it. So that's how this started, and I'm so excited there's a conversation happening, and guys aren't hiding in closets and not getting their PSAs. They're actually doing it, and affected change. Even with that, still, it started when I started this event 9 years ago. It was 1 in 11 then being affected. Now it's 1 in 8. And in the minority communities, it's 1 in 6, guys. Seriously, it's an epic. And on that note, a dear friend of mine, Ted Burnetti's here tonight. And a good friend of mine who went to school with me has prostate cancer. He went in for chemo today. Our prayers are with him. Our prayers are with everyone who is going through this. It's epic. I find now, it keeps perpetuating itself, and it's something that we can avoid, and it's something that we can actually, if we find out about it, we actually can affect change and take care of ourselves, because health equals life. I mean, come on, we can live longer by finding out as opposed to acting like it's going to go away, because it's not going away. So J&J, back to J&J. My incredible partners, they have a new president who's absolutely gorgeous. Billiana, who I'm going to introduce, who is dynamic, gorgeous, and she's going to tell you more and more about the partnership with J&J and us.
Thank you so much, Irving, for kind words. My name is Billiana, I am Head of Oncology Solid Tumors for Johnson & Johnson in North America. And on behalf of everybody in Johnson & Johnson, we are honored to be the presenting partner for the past 9 years. And we will continue doing so until prostate cancer is behind every single end. What is beautiful about this event is it puts a spotlight not only on gorgeous fashion, but it puts a spotlight on the discussion and normalizing the discussion around men's health and prostate cancer as such. I have been a practicing clinician decades ago, and I have seen firsthand what prostate cancer does to men and to their families. And it's not called a silent disease for nothing. It's silent because you can absolutely ignore it until it's too late. And it's currently the second biggest cancer killer in the United States, biggest cancer killer of men in the United States. And it's probably one of the easiest ones to detect early. You've heard that underserved communities and African American and Hispanic men, transgender people, have higher incidence and worse outcomes. And our job together is to start speaking about that. Because in Johnson & Johnson, we have been in the battle with prostate cancer for more than a decade. And we will continue bringing transformative drugs, amazing things for patients when they get sick. But it is our joint responsibility to help men get diagnosed early so the disease is contained and we can do much greater things together. So I thank you for your participation in this event and everything else that we do together with Bluejacket Fashion Show. But before we look at all the fashion and wonderful people who will be representing men and hopefully discussing more about prostate cancer screening, I would love to introduce Cheryl Barrows. She is Chief Marketing and Communications Officer at a wonderful, wonderful organization called Zero Prostate Cancer that has been doing remarkable work on their own and together with us in the community. Cheryl?
Thank you, Juliana. And how about another round of applause for Johnson & Johnson? An amazing partner of Zero Prostate Cancer. Between this event and all of their support of our programs, Johnson & Johnson has donated over $100,000 to Zero Prostate Cancer last year alone. And we're excited to grow and do more. So I want to start off, obviously, by thanking the founder and the vision for this event, the incomparable Frederick Anderson. Thank you for 9 years of saving lives together. I also want to thank, of course, a new partner of the event tonight, Liz. Thank you so much for being a part of this with us. So you've heard a lot of amazing stats. You've heard how passionate Frederick and Liliana are about this cause and the reasons why, right? With Zero Prostate Cancer, I want to talk a little bit about what we're doing about some of those alarming stats that you've heard. I want to start off by underscoring what was shared with a bit of hope, and that is that prostate cancer has an over 99% survival rate if caught in the earliest stage. That's why we have events tonight, to spread that word and awareness, because we want everyone to be within that over 99% of survivors. And it starts with the conversation. It starts with being aware of your age, your risk level, your family history. And it also goes into those shared conversations with your doctors and with your healthcare providers. So at Zero Prostate Cancer, for those not familiar with our organization, we are the leading foundation focused on advocacy, awareness, and patient support in the prostate cancer community. We really pride ourselves on being the voice of the prostate cancer patient, because it is all of you who we fight for each and every day. It is all of your voices that are so important, that it's so critical that those voices are heard. So we have over 160 support groups around the country. We have a 0360 hotline. We're also supporting with advocacy work, both federal and local, to ensure that financial resources are not a barrier, right, to getting screened and to getting treatment. But more important than anything, again, as we stand here tonight and as we celebrate on World Cancer Day, Black History Month, and Cancer Prevention Awareness Month, we want to shine a light on the fact that the highest risk populations for prostate cancer include Black men. And so it's very, very critical that everyone who's a part of this show tonight raise that awareness. This is a survivable cancer, as you heard Liliana and Frederick underscore, over 99% survival rate. And we would welcome all of your support because we cannot do it alone. We cannot do it without J&J, Johnson & Johnson, LISC. And then earlier today, I just want to note that we screened over 70 men in Brooklyn and Harlem for prostate cancer. So that's around the country. I want to thank the president and CEO of Harvard Bank for getting screened this morning because it starts with leading by example. And we need more of you to do that as well. So I just want to thank everyone. You can go to zerocancer.org to learn more about how to support us. Find me after the show. We're launching an ambassador program. I would love for everyone's voice to be a part of that. And look forward to a great show tonight. Thank you so much.
All right, we're almost to the show. Almost to the show. Don't worry, not too long. Don Felix, thank you. Where are you? I don't see him here. He's the new president and CEO of Harvard Bank. They did an amazing job today. They opened 2 testing sites, one this morning in Brooklyn and one in Harlem, and they did an amazing job. And with that being said, we have a new sponsor this year, LISC. And LISC is amazing. It's an amazing company. They actually are in the neighborhoods of underprivileged and underserved communities. And they're actually on the ground helping people get grants and services. And they're the real guys in the room, like, you know, when we talk about making this happen. They've come on as a partnership, and it's going to be a year-long partnership. So we're taking this on the road. We're going to go to Atlanta next. We're going to Detroit, and we started in back in LA. We're planning on going back to LA. So the idea is that we've been talking a lot. We're getting people talking. Obviously, our impressions are getting huge. We get millions and hundreds of millions every time out of this show of impressions. Thanks to all of you who I expect again tonight will be posting. But tonight we have Michael Hugh, who is the new CEO and president of LISC. And he's made an amazing commitment to us. And I'm thrilled to introduce him to say a few words, and then we'll get the show going, okay? Perfect. Michael?
Good evening. So I wanted to be brief, recognizing that the show is a very important part of what we're doing. As you all have heard, I'm Michael Pugh, President and CEO for Local Initiatives Support Corporation. LISC, our organization, focuses on economic development across our nation, including supporting Puerto Rico. We've invested more than $30 billion since inception in 1979 towards economic development, with housing being at the epicenter of everything that we do. And we know in order to support healthy housing, healthy living, it means that you have to have wellness programs and initiatives. Today, you heard the wonderful news about 2 testing sites that help to support approximately 70 people to be able to get the test. The other really important part of that is that this year alone, nearly 300,000 men will be impacted by prostate cancer. So what we're doing here today is a very special and important thing because it is a tremendous opportunity to save lives. You heard Frederick talk a little bit about our partnership, and we are going to take the show on the road. Very happy to say that we will be doing this as an expansion of our healthcare program and initiative that we have at LISC. As of 2024, we invested more than $28 million in that healthcare program. And our partnerships with incredible organizations like Johnson & Johnson and other partners like ROVER, who will be helping to provide access in terms of transportation so that people can get the testing, is a very important part of the work that we're going to do. I want to just take a quick moment to recognize and thank a few of our friends and partners. Johnson & Johnson, you heard me say, Zero Prostate Cancer, Mount Sinai Hospital, of course, Carver Federal Savings Bank, and the visionary that has helped bring all of this together, Frederick Anderson. Let me close my comments by simply sharing with you that a couple of years ago, I was asked to support this initiative, and once I started to understand the data and realized that for African American men, we're 70% more likely to experience this issue, and go undetected, you can see why it was so important for me as an African American man to want to support this initiative and this program. And in doing so, we launched a social media campaign, and we started to hear the stories. The stories were powerful because they touched on those that were saved and those that weren't. And so for all of those individuals that have lost someone, and for those that have had the opportunity to recover from this, the work we're doing and your support means everything. Let's work together and save some lives. Thanks, everybody.
All right, we're ready to go now. Okay, I'm told I have to say this, so I'm saying this to start this off. We're gonna get going. Can we get the music for the first model, please?